$1,507.65. That's the most CPP will pay a 65-year-old in 2026, and almost nobody you know actually collects it. The average Canadian gets just $925. Stay with me to number 6, because that's the one most people get completely backwards. Number 1. The maximum was built for a working life almost no one has. To collect that full $1,507 a month, Service Canada needs to see 39 years of contributions at the very top of the scale. Not 39 years of working, 39 years of earning at or above the yearly ceiling. Your contributory period runs from age 18 to 65, 47 years in total. After the system drops your weakest stretch, you still need 39 strong years standing. Think about what that actually demands. You started full-time work at 22 after school. 4 years gone before you began. You took a year off between jobs. You went part-time in your 50s. Each of those lands below the ceiling, and every year below the ceiling pulls your average down. This is why the man who worked hard his whole life still opens his statement and sees $1,100, not $1,500. He didn't do anything wrong. The bar was simply set for an unbroken, high-earning career. The mistake people make is assuming a long career equals a maximum check. It doesn't. Length alone means nothing if the earnings underneath aren't at the top. Here's what to do this week. Log into your My Service Canada account and pull your statement of contributions. It lists every year and what you earned against the ceiling. You'll see exactly which years are dragging you down. Number 2. The ceiling moves every year, and most people never touch it. That top line has a name, the year's maximum pensionable earnings. In 2026, it jumped to $74,600, up from $71,300 the year before. To earn a maximum year of credit, your income has to reach that $74,600 mark, and it climbs almost every January. Here's the trap. A worker earning $50,000 feels like a solid, full-time earner. But against a ceiling of $74,600, that's only about 2/3 of a maximum year. Do that your whole career, and your CPP tops out around 2/3 of the maximum, roughly $1,000, not $1,500. You contributed every year, you never missed, and you still can't reach the top, because the top keeps rising with national wages. This is the single most misunderstood part of CPP. People think showing up is enough. The formula doesn't reward showing up. It rewards earning at or above a ceiling most Canadians never hit. The typical mistake, assuming that because CPP came off every paycheck, you're on track for the big number. You're on track for a number that matches your earnings level, and that's usually well under the ceiling. What to do? Take your best earning years and compare them to the ceiling for each of those years. Every year's number is published on canada.ca. If you were consistently under it, your realistic CPP is lower than the headline maximum, and you should plan your retirement income around your real figure, not the one in the brochure. Number 3. The system quietly deletes your worst years, but only up to a point. There's a built-in provision called the general dropout, and it works in your favor automatically. It removes 17% of your lowest earning months from the calculation, about 8 full years. So a rough patch doesn't sink your whole pension. If you start at 65, that's 96 months the formula simply throws out. This is good news, and it's already applied for you. You don't file anything. But here's the ceiling on that kindness. 8 years is the limit. If you had 10, 12, 15 years of low or zero earnings, a long illness, years abroad, a late start, a career that stalled, only the worst 8 get erased. Everything past that stays in the average, dragging your number down for life. And remember the promise from the top. Number 6 is the reason chasing the maximum can actually be the wrong goal entirely, so keep it in mind. Back to the dropout. The order matters too. Child rearing and disability years come out first, then the 17% is applied to what's left, as long as you still have at least 10 years of contribution standing. The common mistake is assuming the dropout will rescue any gap. It won't. It caps at 8 years. What to do this week? Count your genuinely low years. If it's 8 or fewer, the system already has you covered. If it's more, you now know exactly why your estimate looks low. And you can stop expecting a number the math will never produce. Number 4. There's a provision worth thousands that Service Canada will not apply unless you ask. This is the one that quietly robs parents, mostly mothers. It's called the child rearing provision, and it exists for exactly the years you earned little or nothing while raising a child under the age of 7. Those years get excluded or credited, so they stop pulling your average down. It can add tens of dollars a month, every month, for the rest of your life, which compounds into thousands over a long retirement. Here's the part that costs people real money. Unlike the general dropout, this one is not automatic. The government applies the 17% dropout for you, and it applies disability years for you, but it does not calculate child-rearing years on its own. You have to claim it on a separate form when you apply for your CPP. If you don't provide your children's birth dates and social insurance numbers, those low caregiving years stay in your calculation, and your check is permanently smaller. Picture a mother who stayed home for 6 years with 2 young children in the 70s and 80s. If she never claimed the provision, those 6 low-income years are still dragging her average down 4 decades later, for a benefit she'll collect for the next 20 years. The mistake is assuming Service Canada handles it because it handles the others. It doesn't. What to do? If you or your spouse raised children under 7 with low earnings in those years, and you're applying now or already receiving CPP, call Service Canada and ask specifically about the child-rearing provision. It can be reviewed even after you've started. Number 5. The moment you claim can cut your maximum by more than a third permanently. Every month you start CPP before 65, your pension drops by 0.6%. Start the day you turn 60, and that's a 36% cut, locked in for life. Take that 2026 maximum of $1,507 and apply the full reduction, and it falls to about $965 a month. Go the other way. For every month you wait past 65, you gain 0.7%, up to 42% more at 70. That same maximum becomes roughly $2,140 at 70. So the exact same contribution record produces anywhere from $965 to over $2,000 a month, purely based on the age you choose. This is why so many people never see anything close to the maximum. The majority take CPP early, at 60 or 62, and permanently shrink whatever they'd built. Sometimes that's the right call. If you need the money or your health is poor, taking it early is smart. But doing it by default without running the math is how people leave the biggest money on the table. The break-even for waiting from 60 to 65 sits around age 74, from 65 to 70 around 82. If you expect to live past those ages, waiting usually wins. The mistake is grabbing CPP the second you're eligible just because it's there. What to do this week? Before you file, get your estimate at 60, at 65, and at 70 from your My Service Canada account, and look at all 3 side by side before you decide. Number 6. And this is the one most people get completely backwards. Here's the truth nobody puts on a thumbnail. The maximum was never meant for most Canadians, and chasing it can actually make you poorer. CPP was designed to replace only about a quarter of your working income, and even with the enhancement now rolling in, it climbs toward a third, not more. It was built as a floor, not a full retirement. That $1,507 maximum is a ceiling almost no one is supposed to hit, because hitting it means earning above the national ceiling for 39 straight years. So when people torture themselves trying to squeeze out the theoretical maximum, they're chasing a number that was never the goal. Here's where it gets backwards. Deferring to 70 for the bigger check only pays off if you live well into your 80s. Working extra years just to nudge your average up can cost you more in lost freedom than it ever adds in pension. And obsessing over CPP alone makes people ignore the levers that matter far more. The guaranteed income supplement, pension income splitting, OAS timing, and drawing down savings in the right order. The real reason most seniors never get the maximum isn't failure. It's that the maximum was a statistical ceiling, not a target. And the average of $925 is what the system was actually built to deliver. The mistake is measuring yourself against a number designed for almost no one. What to do? Stop chasing the maximum and start chasing your maximum. The best benefit your real record can produce claimed at the right age, stacked with every credit you qualify for. So the next time you see a headline promising $1,500 a month, remember, it was never written for the average Canadian. It was written for a career almost no one has. Your number is yours, and the smartest thing you can do this week is log in to your My Service Canada account, pull your statement of contributions, and find out what your real maximum actually is. If this helped you, subscribe and share it with someone in your family who's about to claim CPP before they lock in the wrong number.